Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Here we go, Michael.
Mic check, mic check.
Oh, what a night it's going to be. Apparently it's going to be one of those nights.
Yeah.
So now the captains are out on the field, and we are just about ready to get this one underway. How about this? As, I haven't experienced one of these technical meltdowns in quite some time. It's been a nightmare, let me tell you. Thought we were ready to go right before about 15 minutes we started putting everything together after we'd already set up everything an hour, and all of a sudden everything went bad on us. So captains are out on the field, and for Callisburg, Parker Huddleston, the quarterback, along with the running back Chase Caldwell, Sean Hudson, the receiver, and also lineman Jose Mata for the Callisburg Wildcats. The typical crew for the Howe Bulldogs: Tyler Grisham, Matt Griffin, Andrew Griffin, I believe.
Matt Griffin and Grisham.
Howe has won the toss and deferred. So that's how it works here a lot of times. Callisburg loves the football first. Howe never wants the football first. So it worked out perfectly for each team here to start this football game. And we're just about ready to get this thing underway.
Cooper Akins was the other Bulldog captain.
So here we are.
This is all out of sorts. Hey, there we go.
There's a little crowd mic for you, as I sure hope everything is sounding okay back home. We'll take a moment of silence here.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, we are so blessed to live in a free country. And it's come that time of year where freedom has a cost to it, and that's going out and voting. We pray that we will make the right decisions. We pray for our leaders to keep our country free. In God's name, amen. Continue to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
And it's football time in Texas, here in
box?
Callisburg. And we're just,
I have been informed
just about getting ready for the kickoff here, as Howe will be moving towards our right, defending that north end zone to start this football game.
Boy, it looks like it might be a night for everybody. It looks like Callisburg's having some scoreboard issues. It keeps flashing 0 and going off.
We have a clock malfunction.
You know, I'm not real sure we're even on the air right now, to be honest with you, but all systems say go on our computer, but it doesn't seem to be that way.
Never mind, Tommy, we got it fixed. Come on. We're not calling for Tommy, are we?
Stephen Braswell, you might want to check, see if we're on. I don't think we are.
Eli Parker. And number 7, Sean Hudson.
So here is Bryce Honecker to kick this one away.
Number 15, Bryce Honecker.
And standing at the 10-yard line for Callisburg will be Eli Parker. Honaker getting ready to boot this one away. We're just about ready. And we are underway. There's a little squib kick going to be taken at the 24-yard line by an up man. Coming near side towards the 30 and down at the 33-yard line. And Callisburg will take over their first at the 33, at their own 33.
Tackle made by Mikey Heimel.
First and 10.
Mikey Heimel and J.P. Queen.
So first and 10, moving left to right, are Callisburg. And one man on the backfield, two receivers near side, one up top. And it's going to be Huddleston in the gun, about 4 yards deep behind. Sends a man in motion, and that's going to be a handoff. But the whistles will blow before this one can get underway, and this one's going back. False start against Callisburg to start the game.
Procedure against the Wildcats. We'll back it up 5 and do it again.
So now, instead of starting at the 33, we'll start. They're going to spot it at the 28-yard line. Battle of the bands here. You can hear Howes across the way, and we're right on top of Callisburg right here. All right.
All right, got thumbs up from Stephen.
Right.
Well, we're good.
Yay, we're good. We're good. Thank you very much. So now we go to an I formation type. This is going to be a toss left side, and that's Parker trying to dodge it back inside. Gets up maybe 29-yard line.
Zach Daniels and Mike Heppenstall in on the stop.
Just underway in the first quarter. 11:31 on the clock, and I already need to update the scoreboard here, as we are not in the pregame anymore. It is the first quarter. We've had all kinds of issues, technical issues, but I apologize. But we are now underway, and we are on the board. It's going to be Huddleston, left-handed quarterback, wants to throw it under pressure. It's going to be caught and dropped. It was Andrew Griffin in coverage along with Cooper Akins, and that'll set up a third and about 14 for Callisburg to start this game. Now, Callisburg has done a great job in most of their games. They score right off the bat, but they look like they're going to be in a tough situation to do that here on their first drive tonight, facing a 3rd and 14 starting out. 3 receivers down at the bottom. One up top, and it'll be Caldwell standing to the right side of Huddleston, who's dropping back under pressure by Hartsfield. And is he going to escape the sack? Now he cannot. Back to the 15-yard line.
Good tackle by Tanner Hartsfield.
Hartsfield was there along with Queen, who finally brought him down. Hartsfield was dragging around his feet, trying to bring him down by the ankle after he had made the great pressure. Queen finally got there to top him off, and that'll be a big loss back to the 20, or actually about the 16-yard line. And this will be a punt. And a left-footed punt, low kick, going to bounce at the 48-yard line, go into Howe territory to the 38, in between the 38 and the 39.
They will take over, 1st and 10.
Oh, got a flag on the play right at the 20.
I'll have to check that and see what that is. It's about the line of scrimmage, holding against Howe. Not going to be enough for a first down, however.
There's a flag on the play.
So Howe will
after the kick against the Bulldogs.
It was after the kick, so Howe will have a penalty assessed on him here at the possession. Right now, there's 10:17 on the clock. A very quick drive, as the ball currently is spotted at the 39-yard line. And we'll see what happens here after the holding call against Howe. And they're going to back it up to the 29. So the Bulldogs starting
after the mark off.
A very deep, not a very deep situation, but a deep situation at their own 29-yard line. 1st and 10, not 20. 10:17 on the clock here in the first quarter. Breaking the huddle is Chase Harvey in the white uniforms, white tops, black pants. And this is going to be a handoff to Matthews. The Wall's going to keep and folloll him. He's got the 40. Look out, a lot of speed to midfield. Finally drugged down in Callisburg territory at the 46-yard line.
Colby Hammond.
But that'll be enough for a Bulldog first down.
So 14 and 21. Math.
14,
it's a good run.
Yeah.
First
Real
and
good
10.
Run.
1 man in the backfield is Matthews. Defense jumps, but they get back. Handoff. Matthews left side. Bangs over a defender at the 41-yard line. And it's going to be good for about 5 yards up to the 41.
Preston Duke and Sam Lewis.
No score as we're just underway in Callisburg. 9:39 on the clock here in the first quarter.
Boy, they didn't help us out much with this defense, but I'm sorry. We're going to be a little slow here.
Yeah, Ty Harvey brings the play in. Chase Harvey, his cousin, breaks the huddle, goes to the line of scrimmage. Wall quickly under center. Handoff Masters, right side from one side to the other. Cuts it, enough for a first down to the 31-yard line.
On the carry around the right side.
Eli Parker made the stop for the
Hammond's on the stop there.
Wildcats.
So Howe has already driven 40 yards on this drive in only 4 plays. 9:12 on the clock in the first quarter.
On the Wildcat, 31.
Harvey breaks the huddle. And here comes Wall and the rest of everybody. And here's Tyler Grisham for his first carry of the night. Going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe up to the 30-yard line, a gain of 1.
Jose Mata made the stop for the Wildcats.
5 on carry, Tyler Grisham. He's met there hard by Jose.
So second down and 9 after the 1-yard gain.
Gain of a short 1 on the play.
And sometimes we'll see Tyler Grisham, the bowling ball, and sometimes we'll see the tiptoer, and that was the tiptoer. Second down and 9. Masters in motion, handoff. Matthews, big hole to the right side. Skipping over a defender to the 10, to the 5. He is in. No, they're going to say he's down at the 1-yard line.
Jaden Matthews on the carry.
He dove across, but his knee must have hit at the 1.
Sam Lewis made the stop for the Wildcats.
Sam Lewis. There is a flag
on the play.
Yeah, check the flag here. It's going to be holding against Howe, but way back. And they're going to spot it at about the 23-yard line, so it must have happened at the 13 as Matthews was already out of jail at the line of scrimmage. So it's a big penalty right there. Spotting it at the 23, what amounts to a 22-yard penalty. Second down and short coming up. Wall under center, handoff left side. Matthews skipping and jumping. He has the first down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
On the stop there with number 54,
Jose Mata made the stop for the Wildcats.
8th play of the drive coming up, or 7th play of the drive coming up for Howe, rather. 7:20 on the clock. No score in Callisburg.
Well, the Bulldogs sure do like to hold on to that ball, don't they?
They do. Landry Elvington bringing the play in. Last week, 73 plays for Howe. The week before that, 71. They just ball hawk. Left side, Matthews. No, it's a ball fake.
Number 7.
And I believe Brandon Wall kept it, but the Wildcats sniffed it out pretty well. It'll be no gain or maybe 1, maybe a half a yard.
Preston Duke and Jose Mata made the stop for the Wildcats.
So again at the 18-yard line, 6:44 on the clock. And the Bulldogs are doing what they do, hanging on to the football, playing keep away. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. That's Grisham. He fights for yardage inside the 10 to the 5-yard line.
Preston Duke made the stop for the and Jose Mata as well.
So now Howe with a first and goal from the 5.
First and goal for the Bulldogs. Ball's placed on the 5-yard line.
And it will be Landry Elvington bringing the play in here. 6:15 on the clock, and it is rolling. Wall goes under center. Double tight set. Handoff right side. Matthews jumps over the line of scrimmage, fighting to try to get in. He's not. Down at the 2-yard line.
Jaden Matthews on the carry.
That was the 10th play of the drive.
Wow.
Number 6, Eli Parker.
We are now getting close to the 5-minute mark in this drive.
Goal for the Bulldogs. Ball placed at the 1-yard line.
And here come the Dogs from the 2-yard line. Wall under center. Handoff right side. Matthews skips in. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Matthews touchdown
The Bulldogs strike first blood tonight here at Callisburg, 6-0, awaiting the PAT with 5:35 on that first quarter clock.
That's a great job. The Bulldog offense likes that ball. They don't want to give it up.
10 plays, 71 yards.
5:35 on the clock.
And here is Honecker's PAT, very high, and he swings the slipper good. 7-0. Howe in the lead with 5:35 on the clock here in the first quarter. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back as a fair catch is called for at the 30-yard line by Callisburg as Howe's taken their first lead of the night. 7-0 with 5:28 on the clock. And Callisburg will start from their own 30-yard line. Split out wide to the near side is Brandon Hudson. No relation to Zach Hudson. Matter of fact, it's spelled differently. His with a T, Zach Hudson with a D, Hudson. Slot to the right, one man in the backfield along with Huddleston. And now that wide receiver from up top comes down. And he wants to roll out. Left-handed quarterback throws. It's caught and brought down immediately behind the line of scrimmage and a flag down at the 25-yard line. Right now it'd be a 5-yard loss. So let's check the flag because sometimes around there it could be a face mask. And let's check and see.
J.P. Queen made the stop for the Bulldogs.
It's going to be a holding call. A holding call against Callisburg. So they'll take the penalty there. Back that one up.
Actually, yeah.
No, they're going to decline the penalty.
They declined it, yeah.
So it'll be 2nd down and 15 coming up from the 25-yard line. 5:14 on the clock. Huddleston and the offense like to get down like they're ready to go, and then they all stand up, look at the offensive coach, want to play, and now they get it. Huddleston's going to run the option to the near side, pitches it out. And that's going to be nowhere going behind the line of scrimmage is going to be Eli Parker, who was trapped in the backfield. Another loss of 5 yards. And now Callisburg's going backwards.
Seth Seabolt sniffed that one out before it even had the option to meticulate.
I think that was actually Casey McCleister on the carry.
I wonder if meticulate's a word. I don't think so. I think I just made that one up. Sounds good anyway.
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, make me sound good. Sounds like I know what I'm talking about.
So it's going to be 3rd and 20. And Huddleston drops back 5 steps, 6, 7 steps. He's going to step up in the pocket, nowhere to go. Now he escapes at the 10. He's got the 15, trying to throw it on the run. Left-handed, down, and it's almost caught, but it's dropped by the receiver, Brandon Hudson, who, if he would have made the catch, would have probably been gone. However, there's a flag at the 27-yard line. And it could be that he was past the line of scrimmage there, and I think that's exactly what it is. Stephen Braswell tells us that Huddleston had gone past the line of scrimmage when he threw that football. So even had Hudson caught the football, it would have been off or not.
Materialize. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I knew he was getting close to the line of scrimmage anyway.
So 4th down now. So they started at the 30, went back to the 25, then back to the 20, then back to the 15. Is that right?
Yeah.
Started at the 30, and then the 25, then the 20, and then the 15. Yeah. And now it's punt time. And the punt is a wobbly high kick, going to go out of bounds. Be caught out of bounds by one of the Wildcats. And we'll see where the officials, they love to walk these things back. It was high, went out of bounds. They'll stop walking at the 46-yard line in Callisburg territory.
I think sometimes they just make those numbers up.
They have to. That's why I never wanted to kick it out of bounds, because you never know where they're going to stop walking. They may walk it all the way back. So they'll walk it to the 46. There's 3:58 on the clock, and Howe's already dominating the time of possession. 1st and 10, right to left come the Bulldogs. White tops, black pants, and black helmets. Masters in motion. A little movement early, and Jaden Matthews jumps over the line of scrimmage as Mason Riggs was the quarterback on that particular play. That's going to be a legal procedure against Howe, which will back it up inside Howe territory at the 49-yard line. So it could be one of those situations with Riggs in at quarterback, the rest of the offense not used to his cadence and snap count, and it could be just a little bit different than Wall, and that could cause some confusion. So here's Riggs again at quarterback. Split out, and this is going to be Masters from motion from left to right. He's going to make a cut at about the hash, going on the far side. It cuts it up left, and it's going to be brought down after about a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Jose Mata made the stop.
They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Ball placed at the 47 of the Wildcats.
So now it will be 2nd and about 11 with 3:29 and rolling here in the first quarter. Landry Elvington bringing the play in.
Coach Hudson had pulled, was talking to the center.
So here comes Riggs under center. And he will hand off left side to Tyler Grisham, who bowls over a couple of defenders, but only about 3 or 4 yards. And they'll spot the ball at about the 43 in Callisburg territory. So a gain of 4 on the carry for Grisham, 2:58 on the clock.
Preston Duke and Sam Lewis in on the stop for the Wildcats.
Well, guess what I need to do?
Update.
All flustered tonight with that stuff we had going on, that technical difficulty mess. So the ball now at the 43. Here is Riggs under center, 3rd and 7. Handoff right side. Grisham only maybe 2 up to the 40.
A whole pack of Wildcats in on that stop.
Give him, well, they'll spot it at the 41. No, they're going to spot it at the 40. Give him 3 yards. Spot it at the 40-yard line. So now a 4th down and 4 coming up for Howe. There's 2:08 on the clock. The ball's at the 40-yard line in Callisburg territory, and they're going to go for it here. Just about 10 yards inside the 50. Here come the Dogs with Mason Riggs at quarterback, and he's going to hand off on the reverse, coming from one side to the other is Masters. He escapes one defender but can't get enough for the first down. It'll be a turnover on downs at the 38-yard line.
Number 6, Eli Parker on the stop.
5 plays on that drive, and now a Callisburg Wildcat is down on the ground. And an injury timeout has been called. We will take one, too, back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football. If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the 2 antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
Tired of paying for channels you don't watch? Cavender Home Theater and Dish got you covered. The new Flex Pack lets you customize your own package. For $39.99 per month, the Flex Pack includes 50 popular channels plus an additional channel pack of your choice. You can choose from locals, news, kids, and sports. Give us a call, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com. You can get the Hopper 3 DVR for only $10 a month more. Give us a call.
Well, the injured Wildcat is Jose Mata, and we've heard his name all night long or I say all night, but all first quarter, he's made a lot of tackles on defense. But he is the injured Wildcat being helped off the field, not putting much weight at all on that right leg. Also of note, Brandon Wall with his arm in ice and in a sling, I believe, on the far sideline, and he is being attended to, so we'll have to check the status of Brandon Wall the rest of the night. The pads are off, so here is a handoff. First man through.
Great tackle by Mike Heppenstall. Met hard in the backfield.
Stop there, number 80, Zach Daniels.
And Zach Daniels.
On the play. Brings up second down and 10.
So here's a wishbone look. Huddleston is going to fake the hand, rolling out with his left-handed throw, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to hit the back out of the backfield, which was Caldwell. He had it in his hands, which is the wrong place apparently, because he bobbled it a little bit and it finally fell out. And incomplete brings up third down and 9 from the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good coverage by Cooper Akins.
1:11 on the clock here in the first quarter. Howe leading 7-0 with their backup quarterback in, because Brandon Wall is now in street clothes. So back to the bone goes the Callisburg Wildcats, and now they'll move out of it and send 3 receivers to the left side on 3rd and 9. 1 man in the backfield. Huddleston rolls left, wants to throw on the run, and does down the field. It's going to be caught and out of bounds and up for a first down at the 49-yard line in Howe territory. And on the catch is going to be Casey McCleister for the Wildcats.
Cooper Akins.
And then they call it incomplete. Incomplete.
Cooper Akins and Ty Harvey on the coverage.
So the incomplete pass brings up 4th down and punt time now for the Wildcats with 1:09 or 1:03 rather on the first quarter clock, but no indication that they're going to punt just yet. You have to punt it here, do you not? It's 4th and 9, so. But they're going to go for it. Now I believe they're going to step back and punt. And that's what's going to happen. Huddleston, a wobbly kick, will bounce at the 22-yard line, take a great roll, and it's going to be killed at the 10-yard line. So 53 seconds on the clock, and Howe's going to start from their own 10 with their backup quarterback in, as Brandon Wall apparently injured tonight. And this is not what you wanted to see in the first quarter of this football game.
No, sure not. That that's not something definitely not something you expected.
So moving right to left are the Howe Bulldogs with Mason Riggs in at quarterback, and he's going to fake the hand and he's going to run right. He's got speed up through the right tackle area, enough for a first down, a 10-yard gain for Mason Riggs. Up to the 21-yard line, call it 11 yards, and move the sticks.
Sean Hudson and Colby Hammond in on the stop.
That'll be enough for Bulldog first down.
So now Mason Riggs gives you a different little option when he comes in. He's a little bit more of a power back than is Brandon Wall, and he is fast. Under center here from the 21-yard line, handoff left side, Matthews, and he is fast. He breaks out to the 40. Look out, trying to make a move, now cutting back inside midfield. 45, chased down from behind at the 40-yard line, brought down at about the 37.
Tyler Mertz and Casey McLester in on the stop.
44-yard gain for Jaden Matthews. Sets the ball up at the 37-yard line.
I'm not, he was touched a couple of times before he got past the line of scrimmage. And, you just can't do a whole lot with Matthews.
That is the end of the first quarter. Howe on top, 7-0. And we will be back with more Howe Bulldog football in just a moment. Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
Welcome back, as we'll try to get you some scores from around the district, but we are entering the second quarter with Howe at the 37-yard line. And Riggs is going to hand off left side, and that's Tyler Grisham fighting for about 5 yards to the 33. So give him 6.
On the stop, number 15,
Preston Duke made the stop for the Wildcats.
So we have bad news, nothing official, but Brandon Wall will not return tonight, the quarterback for Howe. 11:35 on the second quarter clock. Howe driving with a 2nd down and 5 at the Callisburg 33-yard line. Mason Riggs under center. 2 men in the backfield, Matthews and Grisham, and Riggs is going to keep it, and this time flags go flying. Before this one can get underway, it's going to be a false start against Howe. So instead of 2nd down and 5, it's going to be 2nd down and 10 as they'll move the ball back.
Pilot Point, Van Alstyne. Pilot Point 8, Van Alstyne 0.
Procedure against the Bulldogs.
Wow. Second quarter, Pilot Point leading Van Alstyne 8-0.
Yes, sir. And Whitesboro 0-0 in the second.
11 for the Bulldogs.
So ball now at the 38-yard line. Did you say 0-0 in the second, Pottsboro and Whitesboro?
Yes, sir.
That can't last long.
Can't last too long.
2nd down and 11. 11:03 on the clock. This is going to be a handoff to Masters coming near side from the far. He'll gain enough to the 30-yard line, which is about 6-7 yards.
Brandon Hutchinson.
Bring up a 3rd down, about 4.
And Casey McLester in on the stop.
Ball be placed at 31-yard line.
So the ball at the 31. Give Masters 7 on the carry. 10:40 on the clock. And I need to update to the second quarter, right?
Yes.
As Riggs goes under center, handoff Grisham.
25.
And he'll be close to the 1st down, very close. And now look like some pushing going outside the Landry, Elvington, and Hudson. The ball's going to be spotted at the 27-yard line.
Christian Hernandez and Colby Hammond in on the stop. Official timeout.
They're going to measure this one, I believe. It's pretty close.
While they're measuring, Sherman on top of Denison, 23-14 with 1:36 in the second.
So the chains are coming out at the 30. What was that score?
23-14, 1:36 in the second. Sherman.
Okay.
Yes.
10:22 right here on the clock here in the second. Tyler Grisham wants to come out here and take a look at it. It's very close to a 1st down, and it is a 1st down for the Bulldogs at the 27-yard line. So Howe's going to continue driving here. And Howe's, going to have their work cut out for them with their backup quarterback in. Riggs gets some snaps in practice, but you don't know how much he gets with the first unit.
Right.
So all the rest of the night here, Howe's going with their backup quarterback, who now apparently may be their starting quarterback for the rest of the year. 1st down and 10 as Riggs will go under center, the sophomore quarterback. Handoff. That's Jaden Matthews over left guard, pushing the pile forward to about the 23-yard line.
Preston Duke in on the stop for the Wildcats.
7th play of the drive will set up a 2nd down and 6 at the Callisburg 23. Ty Harvey will bring the play in. Play clock at 19.
Ball placed on the 23.
Howe is 8-3 lifetime against Callisburg, going back to the first game in 1961. Here is a handoff right side. Matthews shot out of a cannon. Big hole for a moment, then had to run laterally a little bit down the 20-yard line, and will gain enough for close to the 1st down at the 19, just shy.
Preston Duke made the stop for the Wildcats.
3rd down and 1.5 coming up, maybe 2 yards for the Bulldogs that were at the 9:20 mark here in the second quarter. And now Landry Elvington brings the play in. A nice, beautiful evening here in Callisburg, Texas.
It is nice tonight.
This will be a handoff to Matthews again over right guard. Has enough for the first down and fights forward to about the 13-yard line. A gain of 6.
Colby Hammond and Preston Duke in on the stop.
Ball's going to be placed at the 13-yard line.
They'll spot it in between the 13 and the 14. As Harvey will break the huddle here. And here comes everybody else. Seth Seabolt brought the play in. He's the tight end on the near side. Moving left to right, Howe. Man in motion is Masters. This is going to be a handoff left side, Matthews. And he escapes at the 3. He's going to be close, and the ball's on the turf. They'll say Matthews is down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it was recovered in the end zone by Connor Jackson, but they called him down on the 1.
So the ball spotted at the 1. It's another first down. It'll be 1st and goal with 8:22 on the clock. This drive started in the first quarter with 53 seconds. So we're looking right now at about a 5-minute drive. And here is Riggs under center, 1st and goal. He's going to hand off to the left side, and it is going to be Matthews, and he is in. It is touchdown time in Texas. 7:56 on the second quarter clock, and Howe punches it in again, leads 13-0, awaiting this Bryce Honecker PAT. Matthews, who went over the 1,000-yard mark last week, and here's Honecker, and his PAT is good. And Howe leads 14-0 with 7:56 on the second quarter clock. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. The Howe Church of Christ is inviting all local veterans to attend a special Veterans Day breakfast to be held on Saturday morning, November 5th, starting at 8 a.m. A breakfast speech and special presentation will take place throughout the Veterans Day breakfast. Plan to attend and notify the Howe Church of Christ at 903-532-6441. The Howe Church of Christ wants to thank all veterans for your service. A word from Douglas Propane.
We had received a call from Cable One back when Howe had the tornado come through. Their tower site back on the hill runs a propane backup generator. You know, my service staff got the call late in the afternoon. We tried to get up there and get the gas to it. The ground was too soft for our bobtail to get back there, so we put it in four-wheel drive, and we actually took 100-pound cylinders and transferred them into the larger tank to get them through until we could get the larger truck back there.
Welcome back, as Honecker will boot this one away, and it'll go out of bounds. And that'll be a penalty against the Bulldogs. It was a 10-play, 90-yard drive for Howe. Took 4 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock. Very, very impressive, Michael Mosier.
Yes, it is. Those Bulldogs like to hold on to that ball. They don't like to share very well.
They're not good at sharing. So the good news is you take Brandon Wall out of the game, you insert Mason Riggs, and you still continue to do what you want to do, which is a very long drive. It takes a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, and they controlled. He controlled the ball very well.
So Callisburg will now start at their own 27 with 7:56 on the clock. 2 men in the backfield along with Huddleston. One is Caldwell, who stands to his left. And I believe that's McLaren to his right. And this is going to be a handoff to Caldwell on the cross buck to the right side. He'll gain one.
Tanner Hartsfield made the stop.
I tell you what, it is impressive. Very, very impressive, this Tanner Hartsfield fella.
Yeah, he is.
You know, he doesn't have the largest stature, but I tell you what, he may have the largest heart of anyone on the field.
Yes, he does.
Now it's going to be a legal procedure against Callisburg. A flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like the end.
Procedure against the Cats.
So it's going to be Caldwell on the infraction. Now understand, Callisburg does not have a JV, and not enough kids to play the junior varsity level. So there's a lot of underclassmen. There's a lot of seniors on this team, but there's also a lot of very, very much underclassmen on this team as well.
Right.
So growing pains in Callisburg. 7:11 on the clock. Shotgun, Huddleston, handoff, Caldwell. Nope, Huddleston kept it right up the middle, and he's going to gain a few, maybe 5, up to the original line of scrimmage at the 27-yard line.
Dylan Moreau and Andrew Griffin in on the stop.
We're under the 7-minute mark here in Callisburg, and Howe is up 14-0. We'll try to check some scores here from is it Pilot? Are they in Pilot Point or Van Alstyne?
They are in Pilot Point, and it is 14-7, 10:01 left in the second.
And who is leading?
Pilot Point.
Here is Huddleston, shotgun, left-handed quarterback, throws it out, slings it out to the right side. It's going to be incomplete. Seth Seabolt in coverage along with Tanner Hartsfield. So that'll be 4th down and punting time again for Callisburg with 6:28 on the clock.
Yeah, back to this Hartsfield fella. You know, I've watched his daddy grow up, and he plays just like his daddy did when he was in school.
Huddleston to punt this one away. It's going to be a wobbly kick. Bounces at about the 44-yard line in Howe territory, and will take a little bit of a hop to the 37-yard line. And that's where the Bulldogs will start with 6:18 on the clock. And Howe has already put together 2 drives, one 4:18 off the clock, and the other one nearly 5 minutes. So when Howe gets it, they keep it, which could very well almost kill this half if they do what they do.
Yeah, if they do what they do, they're liable to just kill it and go on to the house and take a break.
So here's Riggs under center, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Toss, right side, Masters. Got a great block at the 40. Cuts it inside to the 45 and brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. I don't know for sure, but I think that was Tyler Grisham with a great block on the outside.
Yes, and then Justin Crisp made a good open field tackle for the Wildcats.
So
yes, that was a good block by Tyler Grisham.
The nose of the football almost touching the midfield stripe as Ty Harvey will bring the play in here. 5:46 on the clock. Chase Harvey breaks the huddle. He's got the ball in his hands, and here comes Mason Riggs. 2 men in the backfield. Toss, right side. Grisham wants to throw the football. He's under pressure, steps out of it, throws it down the field. It's going to be caught by Harvey at the 30-yard line. The halfback pass. We saw Grisham throwing the football in pregame. I wondered, why is he throwing the football? Now you know. First down for Howe at the 30-yard line.
And nobody from Callisburg expected that one.
You know, Grisham got the ball on a toss right.
And
he had pressure, had to step back left out of pressure, threw it down the field. Harvey was wide open. Handoff, Masters to the left side, and he turns it up over left tackle and will gain about 6 yards to the 24-yard line.
Jose Mata in on the stop. It's good to see him back in the game.
Good. That is good. 5 minutes exactly on the clock, and 2nd down and 5 coming up for Howe. Ball now inside the 25-yard line of Callisburg. Howe breaks the huddle. Riggs goes under center. Matthews in the backfield. Now Masters in motion. Handoff. Matthews left side. Bounces out of a defender. Spins up to the first down marker. It's going to be just short, I believe, of the first down.
Sam Lewis made the stop.
Sam Lewis.
So ball officially at the 20. It is closer to the 20 than the 21. The nose of the football is very close to touching the 20, but that's where you got to get for the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1 officially, more like a foot. Riggs under center, handoff. Grisham left side, barrels over a couple of defenders as he first tiptoed through there, and once he made contact, he made pretty good contact. That's enough for a first down. And with 4:02 on the clock, it stops momentarily for them to move the chains, and now it starts again. The ball spotted at the at the 17-yard line. That was the 6th play of the drive. Here comes Riggs. Everybody tight on this one, and Masters on the reverse. And this one snuffed out pretty quickly. Nothing doing there. No gain on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
Sam Lewis made a stop for the Wildcats. Let's see, 3:48 left in the second. Pottsboro-Whitesboro 0-0.
1 man in the backfield is Matthews. Masters in motion. Handoff left side. Matthews. And he will gain maybe 5. Getting closer and closer and closer to the 13-yard line. Give him 4 yards on that play as we're under 3 minutes now in the second quarter. Landry Elvington bringing the play in. The one good thing about being outdoors is you can see everything. There's no obstruction. And it's just an absolute gorgeous night here in Callisburg. 2nd down and 6. Riggs under center. Masters in motion. This is going to be a handoff left side. Matthews again fighting at the first down marker. Pushing the pile inside the 10 to about the 6-yard line. That's going to be close to another first down, and I believe it is. That is another first down. A 7-yard gain for Matthews, who has 12 touchdowns now on the year after scoring 2 tonight and over 1,000 yards. Very impressive numbers. And also Tyler Grisham creeping up close to the 1,000-yard mark as well. Came in tonight with 846. Riggs under center, 2 men in the backfield. Riggs is going to keep it right up over the center, and he's going to be close but not in at the 1-yard line.
That's the middle.
Jacob Fisher and Sam Lewis in on the stop.
9th play of the drive coming up. Howe at the 1-yard line with under 2 minutes to go in the half. Landry Elvington bringing the play in. Howe leading 14-0. 1:40 on the clock. Second and goal from the 1. This is going to be a handoff to Grisham right over left tackle. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas for the 3rd time tonight. And Howe extends their lead 20-0, awaiting the PAT with 1:25 left to go before the half. Backup quarterback and all, it doesn't matter. Howe keeps the ball for a long time, drives a long way, and punches it in. 17th touchdown of the year for Tyler Grisham.
Good job, Tyler Grisham. Oh, it's blocked.
And the kick is blocked.
Extra point is blocked.
And that will create a 20-0 lead for Howe. We'll be back in a moment here at Callisburg right after this.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Welcome back as another kick by Honaker will go out of bounds. They're trying to pooch it over there on that far side from left to right. And this one goes just out of bounds, and the Wildcats will take over. We'll see where they spot the ball. It was a 9-play, 63-yard drive. It took 4 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock for Howe. So Howe has scored 3 times now on
Wildcats will take over on
a drive of 10 plays, a drive of 10 plays, and a drive of 9 plays.
That's pretty impressive. Actually, that's real impressive.
So a minute 25 on the clock. Callisburg is going to get the ball at their own 39-yard line. Shotgun for Huddleston. He's going to hand off to McCleary. No, Huddleston's going to keep it, and he's in trouble. A gain of 2 to the 41-yard line, and nothing doing right there. Is that Black Plague defense is in full force tonight?
Yes, it is. That looked like Andrew Griffin, Mike Heppenstall, J.P. Queen, Zach Daniel.
A minute on the clock, exactly. Second down and 9, a long 9. I think it's more like 8. Scoreboard says 9. I'm going to say 8. As Huddleston has McCleary in the backfield, man in motion. And Huddleston rolls near side. Under pressure, Queen is right in his grill. Brings him down for a big loss to the 23-yard line.
J.P. Queen.
18-yard loss.
Wow.
Queen, coming like a heat-sinking missile, just took him down.
You know, they JP's come off his linebacker spot and untouched, and when Tanner Hartsfield does it, he comes untouched. Callisburg just can't do nothing with him.
I think Callisburg's going to let this one go down to the house. 10 seconds on the clock, and they're taking their headsets off, and they're going to kill this clock. We'll take a timeout. It is halftime. Howe leads 20-0. We'll be back in just a few moments.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
What is Cabinet Home Theater? Do we only do those big fancy media rooms? Heck no. We started in 1978 installing TV antennas. Guess what? We still do and get over 40 Dallas channels that way for our customers. Along the way, we had requests to install speakers, mount TVs, or install dish, so now we do it all. From hooking up a TV with a soundbar to whole house audio with all the bells and whistles. Visit CabinetHT.com to see all we have to offer or call 903-892-3499.
Welcome back. It's halftime here at Callisburg, and I'm trying to burn up some stats here, not full in-depth stats, but at least drives and things like that. It appears, if I'm keeping up very well, it looks like Howe has run 34 plays in the first half and taken 16 minutes and 36 seconds off the first half clock, which leaves 7 minutes and 24 seconds for Callisburg. It's hard to win when you don't have the ball, and that's been kind of the story for the past 3 weeks here for the Bulldogs, as they've run 71 plays last week, 73 the week before that, and now 34 at half here in Callisburg. The Howe Band is coming out on the field. We will let you listen to them in its entirety. We'll be back.
Of the week is Taylor Thurman. Tonight, the band will perform their first 2 parts of their UIL marching show, What Dreams May Come. Drum major, is your band ready?
Introducing your 2016-17 Callisburg Wildcat cheerleaders. Leah Barletta, Brycey Breeden, Rebecca Eichster, Brittany Jones, Haley Kirk, Chloe Lewis, Avery Leverett, Kelly Morgan, Hallie Olson, Brianna Cerna, Jaylee Smith, Tara Skipworth, Emma Wells, Maddie Wirtz, Waldo the Wildcat, Samantha Castillo, Peyton Duke, Brooke Murphy, Ashlyn Farr.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding. The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
The Howe Church of Christ is inviting all local veterans to attend a special Veterans Day breakfast to be held on Saturday morning, November 5th, starting at 8 a.m. A breakfast speech and special presentation will take place throughout the Veterans Day breakfast. Plan to attend and notify the Howe Church of Christ at 903-532-6441. The Howe Church of Christ wants to thank all veterans for your service. A word from Douglas Propane.
My tenured drivers are 5 to 7 years, and then our combined experience, you know, the benefit of the era that we live in is the smartphone era. Any of my staff have the ability at a moment's notice to pick up the phone, and my drivers can call my service staff, and my service can call my driver staff, and everyone can get a hold of us. And then we have a staff 24-hour answering service.
It is halftime, and the Wildcat Band from Callisburg is about to perform, and we will let you listen to that in its entirety.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2016 Callisburg Wildcat Marching Band. For the second year in a row, the Callisburg Marching Band has brought home a first division rating from the UIL marching competition. Let's give it up for the pride of Callisburg. Tonight the band will be performing their show entitled Frankenstein. Movement 1, It's Alive. Movement 2, Daisies on the Water, featuring soloist Kevin Miniter on tenor saxophone and the percussion pit. Movement 3, Angry Villagers. And Movement 4, Legacy of a Monster.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Director Stephen Martin. Color guard instructor is Amy Hamilton. The drum majors are Tyler Garner and Dakota Marish. The field major is Kevin Miniter. Brass captain is Jonathan Van Tassel. Woodwind captain is Lindsey Bacon. Percussion captain is Brennan Duggar. The color guard captain is Kira Wise.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Well, Howe's back at it again, Michael Mosier. The Bulldogs have run 34 plays in the first half, controlled the first 24 minutes of the game by keeping it for 16 minutes and 36 seconds. And that's what they want to do. That's their goal. And so far tonight, they've been able to do that. The bad news tonight, Brandon Wall out of the game, will not return. Possible separated shoulder, what we have heard. Don't want to speculate, but that's what we have been told. His mother is making that claim in the stands across the field. So here comes Coach Elvington up the ladder. Here we are on the top of the press box tonight in Callisburg, which is a long way from Allen, where we may be on Thursday. Actually, my home stomping grounds. I get to go back home. McKinney Ron Poe Stadium on Thursday, as long as Van Alstyne wins. Now, Pilot Point leading right now by a field goal. That could change everything up, I believe. If that's the case, it would be Justin still on Thursday? On Friday. Okay, so thank you, Coach Elvington. We got everything wrapped up now.
Right.
We've got, if Van Alstyne wins tonight, and Howe is the third seed, Howe plays at Ron Poe Stadium on Thursday. If Howe, that's assuming Howe goes on to win tonight in both of these scenarios. If Pilot Point upsets Van Alstyne, then we would go follow the Howe Bulldogs on Friday night to Justin Northwest. Do I have that right?
Right, that's what he said.
Okay.
And right now, Pilot Point is on top of Van Alstyne, 17-14. And Pottsboro is on top of Whitesboro, 7-0.
So Pottsboro leading Van Alstyne. Pilot Point leading Van Alstyne, 17-14. Is that in the third?
It's halftime.
Halftime.
So it's fixed to be in the third.
17-14 Pilot Point at the half.
And I got to move away from his door. Elvington like to knock me clean off the top of the press box.
Well, again, we thought we would be over in the bleachers tonight. When I got here this evening, we'd like to thank Stephen Braswell and the Braswell family, because we have 3 TV trays up here tonight.
I hope
we thought we were going to have to be in the bleachers, and these things would work perfectly in the bleachers. But we got a reprieve, and we were able to con ourselves up here on top of the press box tonight. And this, hey, I'm going to tell you what. I got to open Ron Poe Stadium, new press facilities, back in 2006. And this is a long way from Ron Poe Stadium. You are going to absolutely love the friendly confines. And I hope Mary Foyt is still there, serving the concessions and doing that. I love Miss Foyt, and I hope she's there, and I'll definitely if something happens and Van Alstyne wins and we get to go to Ron Poe, I'll be reaching out to my old friends in McKinney and letting them know that we will be broadcasting Howe Bulldog football in the playoffs for the third straight year, Michael Mosier.
Third straight year.
That's the first time Howe has been in the playoffs for 3 straight years since 1998, 1999, and 2000. Again, Howe has beaten Callisburg 8 times. Callisburg has beat Howe 3 times. As it stands right now, Howe has scored 281 in the series, and Callisburg 198. That is current up-to-date statistics. On this day in Bulldog history, November the 4th, back in 1938, Howe won at Gunner 43-0. Back in 1948, Howe lost to Pilot Point at Bulldog Stadium 19-6. Can you imagine what Bulldog Stadium looked like in 1948?
Yeah, I bet it don't look like it does now.
In 1966, Howe won at Anna 19-0. Wonder what Anna looked like in 1966. The old Anna Stadium.
My dad graduated in '67, so it was actually south of town, across from the elementary school. Off of 455.
In 1977, here come the Bulldogs back on the field. And we got a battle of the bands.
And a battle of the horns.
Battle of the horns and the bands as here comes Callisburg back out on the field. Wow.
Pottsboro is now 7.
Pottsboro over Whitesboro 7-0.
Van Alstyne 14, Pilot Point 17.
So Pilot Point still leading Van Alstyne 17-14. That has great implications.
21, Era 7.
And that very well, I haven't looked at Van Alstyne's mathematical situation, but I do believe they are playing for a playoff spot tonight.
Oh, yeah?
So if Van Alstyne loses,
St. Joe 12.
Boy, I'd have to look at the standings there. If they're in a tie or a one-way tie with Whitesboro, they're out because Whitesboro beat them.
Right.
If they're in a tie with Pilot Point, they're out.
Because Pilot Point beat them.
If they're in a 3-way tie with Howe, Pilot Point, and Van Alstyne, they're out due to the point system.
Right.
So that could be very interesting.
That could be interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that one for sure.
So now here come the Bulldogs with they're going to start with the football here in the second half. As the kick is going to be a low line drive, pretty good kick. Going to be taken at the 12-yard line, put it on the turf, picks it right back up as Andrew Griffin, and he'll take the ball out to the 31-yard line.
That's
Jaden Matthews.
Rather.
Flag on the field.
Flag on the play.
So let me update now that we are in to the second half. Let me update that. So a holding call against Howe to start the second half here. Not a good way to start.
It's not the way you want to start.
You know, the only really bad thing about being out here, outdoors, there's a lot of bugs out here.
There are. They like those lights.
They're in my shirt.
Bulldogs will take over on their own.
The light. If you look at the light pole, I mean,
they're swarming.
It's pretty nasty out here. All right, so we're starting the second half. Howe has the ball at the 20-yard line. On 20-yard line. So Howe has 80 yards to go. Riggs, the new quarterback. Wall is out of the game. Under center, handoff left side Matthews. And another whistle before this one can get under play. And this is going to be movement on the offense. Back it up 5 yards. Now Howe will start from their own 15-yard line. We'll have to drive 85 yards on this opening drive of the second half to put it in the end zone. Right now leading 20-0 with 11:39 on the clock in the third. Now if Howe wins and Van Alstyne wins, Howe has the third seed and would play Dallas Madison. If Van Alstyne loses to Pilot Point, Howe is the 2 seed. And we'll have to check. And here's a handoff, left side. Masters, he's got a seam. Look out. Got the 30, got the 40. It's a foot race, and he's fast. 45, 40, And out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
That was number 17, Brent Masters on that run.
Sean Hudson run him out of bounds. We got a Hudson. We got all kinds of Hudsons and Hudmans and Matas and you name it, we got it in Callisburg.
48 yards on the carry.
Peyton Reagan bringing the play in.
And it'll be 1st and 10 now for Howe on the Callisburg side of the field with 11:28. There's a handoff up the middle of Matthews, and he'll gain his typical 5 yards up to the 32-yard line.
Matthews on the carry up the middle. He's brought down by number 58, Colby Hammond.
Colby Hammond. Hey, I almost don't have to do that.
2nd and 6. Ball placed on the 33 of the Wildcats.
33-yard line is where the ball is for the Howe Bulldogs as we're under the 11-minute mark. Harvey breaks the huddle. Here they come. 2nd down and 6. Riggs under center. Masters in motion. Handoff left side Matthews. Big hole on the left. Escapes. Pushes right. And it's going to be close to the 1st down marker, but just a little bit short, I believe, at the 27 or 28-yard line.
Number 15, Preston Duke.
And Garrett Rigsby.
After the Van Alstyne game, Zach Hudson said we have a new goal, and that's to get 2 first downs on every possession. Since that time, Howe has absolutely controlled the football on just about every possession. Handoff, Grisham left side, up the middle, and he will get enough for the 1st down up to the 25-yard line.
Christian Hernandez in on the stop.
So Hudson, after the Van Alstyne game, said, hey, we've got a new goal. It's to get 2 first downs on every possession. And it seems as if they are getting 4 and 5 first downs on every possession since that time.
That's
Jose Mata again coming off the field, banged up tonight. And this will be Riggs under center, Masters in motion. This is normally a handoff left side Matthews, and it is. He's got a big hole to the 15, to the 10, squirting free at the 5-yard line. They'll mark him at the 3. 22-yard gain for Matthews. And they'll actually now spot it in between the 3 and the 4.
For the Bulldogs on the 3-yard line.
Howe's only had the ball for 2.5 minutes and about to score.
Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we like to hear.
And Tyler Grisham jogs out onto the field, into the huddle, breaking the huddle. Now he goes out left tight end. Riggs under center. Man in motion. Handoff left side. Matthews jumps over and into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas for the Howe Bulldogs. And they extend their lead 26-0 awaiting the PAT as Matthews scores again, his 13th time of the season. Howe not trying to even it up by going for 2. They'll just kick the PAT here. Brennan Ross to hold. Honecker to put this one through. It's up, it's high, it's long, and it is good. 27-0, Howe in the lead. With 9:14 on the clock here in the 3rd, we will be back after this.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Well, you think at one point, why would you catch it? The ball's been going out of bounds, but Callisburg called for the fair catch. They did catch it just before it did go out of bounds, and they will start with pretty good field position at their own side of the field. Callisburg will at their 33-yard line. Now, Michael, there's 9:14 on the clock, which means Howe went a measly little 3-minute and 46-second drive and a very measly 6-play, 85-yard drive.
Wow.
Here's Huddleston's going to hand off right side, brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Tanner Hartsfield and Cooper Aiken.
It's going to be about a 3-yard loss, 4-yard loss back to the 30.
Loss of about 3 on the play.
I'm telling you, Callisburg has negative yards tonight. I don't know officially what the stats are, but they have gone backwards all night long.
They have.
Negative total yards tonight as that Howe Black Plague defense is really stepping it up. 2nd down and 12, 8:43 on the clock. Back to the bone, handoff left side. Not much doing there. Maybe a gain of about 3 back to the original line of scrimmage up to the 33-yard line.
J.P. Queen and Mike Heffett still in on the stop.
3rd down and 10 coming up for the Wildcats as they have gone the minimum plays that they can tonight. 4 plays and punt on every possession except the last one before the half where they didn't go for it on 4th down. They basically just went 3 plays and killed the clock and got out of there. So 19 plays in the first half and so far 3 here in the second half. Everybody comes near side. 3 receivers to the left. Huddleston rolls this way. Under pressure, throws it down the field. It's going to be caught and dropped right at the 1st down marker, and that's the first down of the night for Callisburg.
Brandon Ross made a good open field tackle.
So I talked too soon, talking about all this negative yardage and things like that, and then Callisburg picks up their first down of the night at their own 44-yard line with 7:54 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Callisburg walking up to the line of scrimmage. It was Casey McCleister, by the way, on the catch. Back to the bone. Huddleston drops back 3 steps, throws it across. It's going to be caught at the 30. It's a foot race to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown for Callisburg. Casey McCleister. They got in the bone, and they drug McCleister past the safety. In the bone. Howe's defense was tight. Everybody in the box. Huddleston play action fake. Step back 3 steps, threw it over the defense where McCleister was for the score.
That was a good play for Callisburg.
Here's the kick. The PAT looks like it's good, and it is. Callisburg on the board, 27-7. With 7:34 left to go in the 3rd. We'll be back after this.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back. 27-7 here. Callisburg just scored on a 4-play, 63-yard drive that took a little less than 2 minutes off the clock. A 5-yard or a 56-yard touchdown pass from Huddleston to McLaren.
Matthews from the 15.
And this is going to be Jaden Matthews on the return, still fighting out of tackles. And it's like we've said this before. It's like riding a bull when you're trying to tackle Jaden Matthews. And now we'll start here at their own 27-yard line.
Jacob Fisher.
And number 1, Brandon Hudson. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
No change in score from Pilot Point as
Pilot Point
the Bearcats lead 17-14. Is that in the 3rd?
Yeah, 11:52 left in the 3rd.
So a lot of time left to go in that football game, just like here where Howe leads 27-7. And me update the score. Somebody's got to remind me of that.
Update the score.
Thank you.
You're
always a little bit late.
I know.
Here's going to be Mason Riggs keeping it on the right side. He's got speed. Look out, 40, 45. And he's going to be chased out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Around the right side.
Riggs' only fault so far this year is that he's fumbled the football a little bit.
Right.
And you saw a defender grab at the ball right there, but Riggs did a great job of holding that ball high and tight towards the chest.
Yes, he did.
Ball is placed at the 43 of the Wildcats.
So they'll spot it at the 43. I had my yard mark messed up. So now in Callisburg territory. 1st and 10, 7:12 on the clock. Riggs under center, handoff left side, and that is going to be Grisham. Tippy toes for a few yards and gets about 5 inside the 40 to the 38.
Preston Duke made the stop for the Wildcats.
5-yard gain will put it at the 38. The line judge still trying to figure out where they want the ball. And now he sets it down at the 38. Second down and 5 coming up. Clock rolling at 6:46. Again, if Pilot Point wins, Howe's at Justin Northwest on Friday. Here is Riggs jumping over the pile on the quarterback sneak, and he'll get about 3 yards up to the 20 or 34-yard line, rather.
Colby Hammond made the stop.
If Van Alstyne comes back and wins, Howe will play at Ron Poe Stadium against Dallas Madison on Thursday.
Looks like nothing's changed. Still showing the same. Pilot, Whitesboro, Pottsboro.
3rd and 2. Riggs under center. Masters in motion. Handoff. And that's Matthews left side. First down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
First down. Stop there,
you know, Howe is being very vanilla tonight. Running basically the same play with Masters in motion behind Matthews, and it's been a handoff left side Matthews every time Masters goes in motion like that.
Right.
1st and 10, left to right goes Howe. In white tops, black pants, 5:41 on the clock. Riggs, and this is Masters in motion from right to left, and he escapes up the middle. Look out, 10, 5, he's fast. It is touchdown time in Texas. 27 yards, I believe, for Masters as he went from right to left in motion, got the hand, and he was gone. Once he made the cut, he was gone. 33-7. Howe in the lead, awaiting this Honaker PAT with 5:32 on the clock here. Honaker's kick is up, high, and long, and good. 34-7. Howe in the lead. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football. If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
5:32 on the clock, 5-3-2. Familiar Howe number. Here is the kick. Pooch kick going to be caught at the 30, coming near side, brought down immediately is the receiver, which is Garrett Thurman. Andrew Griffin brings him down, and Callisburg will start from their own 28-yard line.
Andrew Griffin. You know, we hadn't said much about him tonight, but he still played a good ball game.
Howe scored on a 5-play, 73-yard drive that took only a measly 2 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock.
Well, we got to do that one over. That wasn't enough time. We got to start over.
So here comes Callisburg, 1st and 10, moving right to left from their own 28-yard line, 29-yard line officially. And this is going to be the halfback pass out right side, I believe, as it was Caldwell who ran right. Looked like he was going to try to throw the football, but it's going to be a big loss as he never could set it up, and he's going to lose big yardage back to the 20, a 9-yard loss.
Wow.
And I'm telling you what, that we're getting into a situation where you take away the touchdown. Obviously, there's 56 yards there. But Callisburg, minus that touchdown, has had big negative yardage all night.
They've struggled.
And still may have negative yardage.
They're struggling.
Even with the 56-yard touchdown. Huddleston is shotgun. He drops back, rolls out left, looking, chased down by Queen. Is going to be, he escapes the tackle. And now is going to be brought down at about the line of scrimmage by Andrew Griffin.
Brought down by line 3, Andrew Griffin.
Callisburg struggling.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 20 from the 20 for the Wildcats. Huddleston comes over and talks to the head coach, which is Richie Pinkard. And now goes back out on the field, and here come the Wildcats on 3rd and 20. One man in the backfield is Caldwell. Huddleston setting up the screen, throws it deep across the field. It's going to be incomplete. It looked as if they might be just trying to get the ball out of there. And no receivers really anywhere close. The closest to the pass was Seth Seabolt. He had 3 interceptions a week ago.
Yeah.
So 4th down for the Wildcats from their own 19-yard line. And it is punt time, you would think. And now Huddleston does go back in punt formation. Left-footed punter. A low wobbly kick bounces at midfield. Andrew Griffin fields it at the 44-yard line. Coming near side in Callisburg territory, knocked down at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like he may have stumbled a little bit. Chase Caldwell made the stop.
Yeah, it looked like Griffin was trying to make a cut, and his feet kind of went out from underneath him. It is a little bit of a wet field. It's been raining a little bit this week. Not much, but it is a little bit of a wet field. This field tends to stay wet anyway when it rains.
Right. And there's a big crown on this field, but it's still bad right in the middle.
They have redone this field, which you're right. It has a massive crown in the middle due to the flooding problems that it's had over the years. But it's in great shape right now, holding up well. Riggs under center. Masters in motion. A ball's on the turf. Riggs has to try to fall on it. Callisburg says they have it at midfield.
The Wildcats may come up with that.
And they have. Riggs fumbles, trying to hand off to Masters from motion from right to left.
Tyler Mertz come up with the stop, with the fumble. Tyler Mertz recovered that fumble.
Hey, Michael, that was a 29-second drive.
See, we got to start over. Score still the same in Pilot Point, 14-17. Pilot Point on top.
So now, ball at midfield for Callisburg.
Big stop by Mike Heppenstall.
Heppenstall right in the face of Huddleston. Nowhere to go but backwards for the Wildcats all night.
Ooh, that was a good
loss of 7 on the play. Second down,
7 or 8 yards there.
So they're going to spot it at the 43. A loss of 7. Huddleston again comes over, talks to Pinkard, goes back out on the field. Second down and 17 coming up. 3:14 on the third quarter clock. Looked like they were going to go back to the bone, but now bump out. Shotgun formation. Caldwell stands just to Huddleston's left. Man in motion. They fake the hand to him. Hand off Caldwell. Right tackle. He's got some room. On the far side, being chased down by Matthews and run out of bounds after crossing the midfield stripe at the 49-yard line. Under 3 minutes now here in the third quarter. The clock stops as Caldwell was pushed out of bounds or ran out of bounds. But it'll be a 3rd and 10 situation for the Wildcats, and they're getting in the territory where they're going to have to go for it on 4th, you would think. If they don't get it here, I don't imagine you'd see a punt, but you might. Huddleston rolling near side, left-handed thrower, throws it down the field. It's going to be caught at the 42-yard line, just shy of the first down, and we'll see what Pinker decides to do here, as it's going to be 4th and 2 or so.
Yeah,
and you can hear the fans from Callisburg saying, go for it, go for it. And we'll see what happens here as Pinkert is on the field. And they go back to the bone. 4th and 2. 2:51 on the clock. This is going to be a shovel pass, or actually an option pass. An option back to the backside. It just caught me off guard. Right. The left-handed quarterback optioned it out of his left hand. It's going to be enough for the first down at about the 39-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. Only needed 2 for the first. You know, I thought they were setting up another halfback pass there. And this is Huddleston under center, handoff right side.
He's been hard by Mike Hippenstall.
That was Eli Parker on the carry, a gain of maybe 1.
5:07 left in the third. Van Alstyne on top, 21-17.
Van Alstyne takes the lead. 2:22 on the clock here in the third quarter. Howe is in the lead, 34-7. They were in the bone formation, now back out. Caldwell stands to the left of Huddleston. 3 receivers bunched together down at the bottom, near side, heading from right to left. Throwing the home run ball, Huddleston deep in the end zone, and it is caught and dropped. Incomplete. Good coverage by Brennan Ross, but the ball falls incomplete. It was in the hands of McLaren. Hit him in the chest, but he couldn't hang on to it as he hit the floor of the end zone.
Yeah,
that was Mertz, rather, not McLaren. That was Mertz. The 8 and the 9 here on their uniforms look very similar. That was 8. And this is Huddleston again, near side, and it's going to be pass is intercepted by Brennan Ross, coming near midfield at the 46-yard line. An interception by Brennan Ross. He just jumped the route, and Howe's going to have a first down near midfield.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. There for a second, I'm not real sure Brennan thought he caught it.
Are we going to have to go to New York to see if this one was actually a catch?
Yes, New York, no thumbs up, so I don't know. Got a head shake. Yeah, we're good.
So 1:49 on the clock. Howe has the ball moving left to right now. Here in the third quarter, just shy of midfield. They're going to spot the ball for the moment. The officials are talking about this, but it doesn't appear like anything's going to change. It's Howe's ball at the 46-yard line, just shy of midfield. On Brennan Ross, big interception there as he just stepped in front of the receiver. Riggs under center. Masters in motion. Handoff left side Matthews. Big hole. Crosses the 50 to the 47-yard line.
Justin Crisp made the stop.
Crisp.
7-yard gain there for
Have a little help there from
Matthews with 1:32 on the clock.
Second and 3 for the Bulldogs.
Our spotter, Stephen Braswell, said I needed to call him Coco Crisp.
Coco. Riggs under center, handoff, first man through, and that's Grisham, and he's got some room. Look out, 30, 25, dragging 3 defenders down to the 20-yard line.
Good run by Tyler Grisham.
Gain of 27, and he carried 2 men on his back for the last 15 yards of that run.
Garrett Thurman, Jacob Fisher, and Sam Lewis, 2, 3, and 4. went for a ride.
Landry Elvington checks into the game. Under a minute left in the third. Riggs under center. Handoff Grisham over right guard once again. And surges forward to the 15-yard line.
Preston Duke made the stop.
5-yard gain on first down, brings up second down and 5 as we're getting very close to ending this third quarter. 35 seconds on the clock. 24 on the play clock, so they've got to snap it here no matter what. They can't just run it out and go to the fourth quarter. One more play here at least as Harvey now comes to the line of scrimmage. Riggs follows, and he's going to hand to Masters coming from one side to the other. Bounces out on the left tackle, now cuts it up inside. Going to be close to a first down, maybe a yard short, and I believe that's where we'll pick up.
Number 15, Preston.
At the 11-yard line.
A third down and 1 for the Bulldogs.
We'll pick it up right there from the 11-yard line on the other side of the field. It's the end of the third quarter. Howe leads 34-7. We'll be back after this.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
He's my spotter.
It is fourth quarter time in Texas here in Callisburg. 34-7, Howe leading the Wildcats. They're about to resume this drive at the 11-yard line. It's the fifth play of the drive coming up, which started at their own 46 after a Brennan Ross interception. And here comes Howe quickly onto the field with the play in hand as they line up in formation. Riggs goes under center. 2 men in the backfield. He's going to hand off to Matthews over left tackle. Jumps over a couple of defenders. Going to be stopped at about the 8-yard line.
Justin Crisp.
Brought down by number 24, Crisp.
So a gain of 3.
Coco Crisp.
Doesn't he play left field?
9-yard line for the Bulldogs.
So it'll be first and goal from the 9 for Howe. Sixth play of the drive coming up. Matthews and Grisham in the backfield. Somebody left a little early, but there goes Grisham into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. No flags.
No flags.
9-yard touchdown and his 18th of the year for Grisham. Here's Honecker on for the PAT to make it 41-7, and it is true. So the Bulldogs getting near half 100 here tonight in Callisburg. We'll be back after this.
The Howe Church of Christ is inviting all local veterans to attend a special Veterans Day breakfast to be held on Saturday morning, November 5th, starting at 8 a.m. A breakfast speech and special presentation will take place throughout the Veterans Day breakfast. Plan to attend and notify the Howe Church of Christ at 903-532-6441. The Howe Church of Christ wants to thank all veterans for your service. A word from Douglas Propane.
Working at Douglas, you are a member of the family. You do get to see Brad and Diane and the members of the family. We've just entered into our third generation of the family. Whitney has joined as credit manager. You're in there with the family and they treat you as such. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
Here's Honeker's kick, another pooch kick to the right side, going to be caught at the 31-yard line, 32 by Hudson.
Down by number 1, Brandon Hudson.
So with 11:19 on the clock, Callisburg will start another drive, and they are going to spot it right at the 32? Howe leading now 41-7 after that 6-play, 54-yard drive. It took only 2 minutes and 8 seconds off the clock, but Howe keeps accumulating these yards, points, and clock time. We have 2 receivers split out wide, and now Callisburg trying to get somebody into the game. They had only 10 men on the field, and now a slot receiver goes on the field. It's going to be a handoff coming near side over left tackle, brought down almost immediately. Right, maybe another loss, and that's going to be McCleister, brought down for about a 2-yard loss back to the 29-yard line.
3, second down 13.
Yeah, that was a couple of, again, lost yardage for the Wildcats.
Well, I tell you what, your Hartsfield and your Griffin, you just don't get much better than that for inside backers. Here's Huddleston dropping back to pass, throwing it. It's going to be intercepted and dropped by Hartsfield at the 35-yard line. Hartsfield had it. It hit him in the wrong spot, right in the numbers, and he drops it. It couldn't have been more well read by Hartsfield, but it hit him in the exact wrong spot.
The numbers.
Right in the numbers.
I think everybody's having problems tonight. It's now, I don't know what's going on in Pilot Point.
Well, now Pilot Point, it says 17-14 Pilot Point. So
yeah,
Huddleston back to pass, being chased down by Blesseye, and he throws it. It's going to be incomplete, right at the feet of his intended receiver. And that will bring out another 4th down situation and a punt situation for the Wildcats. And Callisburg just not able to get anything going tonight all night long.
Yeah, they've kind of struggled.
Huddleston checks out of the game now. So a new quarterback, that is McCleister, and now he's going to punt. That's their normal punter. He's also left-footed. This one's almost blocked, and it's going to go out of bounds. Not a very good punt. Only about 7-yard punt.
Goes out of bounds at about the 40.
At the 48-yard line of Howe. Or Callisburg, rather. Howe will take over 52 yards away from Paydirt with 9:59 on the clock. McCleister not having a great night punting, but that one obviously his worst of the night. And Howe will start with great field position from their own 48-yard line, leading 41-7 with 9:59 on the clock. Landry Elmington bringing in the play here. And here comes Riggs under center. Hands off, first man through. Actually, he's going to keep it. Looked like he might have missed a handoff and just decided to keep it. And that'll be a loss of a yard back to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like we got a lot of backups in the game tonight. Now, Cade Courtney, Tim Heffenstall.
Peyton Regan into the game here. Austin Lee into the game here. And this is going to be a handoff right side, Cade Courtney, and he's fast as well.
Number 9, Cade.
And he'll make his way up to about the 46-yard line.
Sean Hudson made the stop.
So a gain there of 7. We'll set up a 3rd and 4 with 9:12 on the clock and rolling here in the 4th. Ty Harvey checking the play in. And Chase Harvey now breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. Everybody tight as Riggs goes under center. This will be a handoff left side. Courtney again. Jumps over the line of scrimmage and has a first down at the 40-yard line.
Sam Lewis.
8:54 on the clock. As Howe now doing what they want to do. Just chew the clock, get out of here without any more injuries. Again, Brandon Wall left early in the game, in the first quarter, will not return, and maybe not a week from now. This is going to be Masters on the end around reverse. Here he comes to the 33-yard line, brought down right there.
Masters right on the left side.
Gain of 7 on first down, brings up second down and 3 with 8:24 on the clock. How about Van Alstyne and Pilot Point?
Well, it says now 28 Van Alstyne, 17 Pilot Point.
So Van Alstyne leading by 11.
I guess.
So as of right now, if it ended right now, we'd be at Ron Post Stadium on Thursday.
Yeah.
Against Dallas Madison.
If it stays that way.
If it stays that way. 11-point lead for Van Alstyne. Handoff left side, and that is Austin Lee, and he will barrel over a couple of defenders but not gain a whole lot. Only about to the 30-yard line, but it might be enough for a first down.
Cameron Crisp.
Coley Hammond with help from number 13.
It's going to be just short of the first, I believe.
Brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs.
As it is 3rd and 1 coming up, 7:34 on the clock. Peyton Reagan bringing the play in. And a beautiful night tonight, other than the bugs. Beautiful night tonight. I've got them crawling up my shirt.
Yeah, that must like you. They don't like me tonight.
Handoff right side. Courtney first down to the 25-yard line.
Courtney on the carry. Brought down by number 1, Brandon Hudson.
Courtney, a junior, will return next year, and you like to see that speed because Howe's going to be graduating their entire backfield, Matthews, Masters, and Grisham. So a guy with speed like Cade Courtney is going to be important for 2017, but you don't worry about that right now. Howe's about to be in the playoffs. And this is going to be a handoff. Lee over left tackle, spinning it out and gains his way up to the 21-yard line. 4-yard gain for Lee, his first action of the season from the backfield.
Yeah, he's a good hard runner too.
You know, the JV had a very successful year.
21-yard line.
So there's hope for 2017 with what you already have coming back. The 8th grade had a good year. Injury bug hit the 7th grade a little bit. 2nd down and 6. Riggs goes under center, handoff left side. Courtney spinning out of a tackle to the 15 and down to about the 12-yard line.
He's going to be brought down by number 22.
8-yard gain to the 13 is where they'll spot it. 6:04 on the clock.
First and 10 from the 18.
Here in Callisburg, Texas, where Hal's getting close to hanging half 100.
Cade was running so fast he run clean out of his shoe.
We're under the 6-minute mark now.
You know that I don't know what we got going in Pilot Point. We've looked at 2 different scores and they're both different.
Well, here's Riggs, and he will hand off right side Courtney, and he's upended after a 2-yard gain to the 11.
Right
What's
side.
it say now?
Well, this says 28-17.
Okay.
Steven says 17-14, so I'm not real sure.
Ball's placed at the 11, 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs.
Wow. So we don't really know what the Van Alstyne score is, but we do know it's 28-17 on our high school board that we do get. We'll check and see, and maybe we'll get another update. 2 men in the backfield. Riggs, handoff left side. That's Lee. Met hard at the 14-yard line, driven backwards.
34.
A big play there by Callisburg. Tyler Mertz. Mertz hit him hard. Lee went backwards, and it's not easy to send Lee backwards. He's a big kid.
Loss on the play brings up 13.
Yeah, he's 185, sophomore.
Ball's placed on the 13.
So ball back to the 13, a 2-yard loss.
5'11", 185.
11th play of the drive coming up here for Howe. 4:28 more ticks on the clock before this one is in the books. Riggs goes under center. Had a big night tonight, a long night. He's going to be exhausted tomorrow. Handoff left side, Courtney to the 10.
Courtney on the carry.
And now it's going to be a 4th down and kick situation. And Honecker's on. Or was that? Was that behind, or is that? Yeah, I believe this is Honecker.
That's Honecker.
So the ball spotted at the 11. The tee is spotted at the 18. A 28-yard field goal attempt by Bryce Honecker. Ross to hold. The snap is good. It's on the tee. Almost blocked. It's a high kick. It's long enough, and it is good. Honecker banks through a 28-yard field goal and leaves 3:33 on the clock as the clock is running somehow. But Howe leads 44-7. We'll be back after this.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Honecker's kick is going to be fair catch called for. Fair caught.
Yeah.
At their own 34-yard line, and that's where Callisburg will start with 3:14 on the clock. The clock operator let 20 seconds run off the clock after the field goal. And this is going to be a handoff right side. Caldwell bounces out of a couple of defenders on his way to the 40-yard line.
Seth Seabold.
6-yard gain for Callisburg on 4th down as we're now under the 3-minute mark.
2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. Ball placed squarely on the 40.
3rd and 4 coming up, and they're taking their time. 2 receivers to either side. Huddleston still in shotgun formation. Caldwell to his right. Huddleston throws a screen pass out near side. It's going to be incomplete. As the Wildcats have just not done a real good job of catching the football. They've had some opportunities, but it's gone in and out of the hands of some of their receivers tonight. 2:31. They're not even stopping the clock on an incomplete pass now. 2:28 rolling. Huddleston in the gun. He is going to hand off, and that's Caldwell. He banks over a defender on his way for about 2 yards to the 43-yard line. 3-yard gain for Caldwell. 2:12 on the clock.
I don't know. We're still getting mixed match numbers here with this Pilot Point Van Alstyne. We'll just have to let her play out, I guess.
4th down and 3 coming up, and the Wildcats taking their time. We're now under 2 minutes. And this is going to be Huddleston met in the backfield, breaks out of the tackle by Blesside. It's going to be
goes around the right side.
Going to gain enough for a first down as he bounces out of that Blesside tackle, goes up to the 46-yard line.
First down.
So now the clock stops at 1:46 to move the chains.
Oh, let's try to get him going. Started again. Wow.
Huddleston in the gun. Handoff Caldwell over left tackle. Not much doing there. Maybe one, maybe two.
Right down by number 64.
Andrew Griffin.
Adam Fox.
Adam Fox. 2nd down and 7 coming up after the 3-yard gain. Adam Fox with some playing time tonight for the first time. Here is Huddleston back to pass, throwing the deep ball down the field. Man open, going to be caught at the 25-yard line, and the ball goes on the turf, and they're going to say incomplete.
Intended for number 3, Jacob
as
Fisher.
Right there, Jacob Fisher caught the ball, it appeared, and then he went to the turf, and it fell incomplete. The clock's still rolling. They're not even stopping the clock here.
And I got to say this, money update.
Oh, wow. Man.
I'm sorry, I just saw it.
Man.
I tried to stay on top.
Now the score's right. Sorry about that. Handoff is going to be met at the line of scrimmage, Caldwell. And that is going to be more than likely the last play of the game, as they'll scoot that one back to the 45-yard line.
Clock
and it looks like it's victory light time in Texas.
Yes, it is.
I just got a text that says 35-17 VA.
35-17. That's what I got here.
Right here, it's 44-7.
Remember,
the Howe Bulldogs have won tonight and are entering the playoffs for the third straight year. 44-7 over the Callisburg Wildcats to finish out regular season play. And it appears it's going to be a first-round matchup with Dallas Madison at Ron Post Stadium on Thursday night. And while we're talking about victories, Michael, I want you to touch that little button right there. And now Michael Mosier has turned on the victory light in downtown Howe for the seventh time this year. The victory light is on in downtown. And the Howe Bulldogs making their way over to the far side. They're going to be holding their helmets up in the air, facing the home crowd for the school song and the fight song. And those that are around the country that are Howe Bulldog fans and graduates listening right now, this is a good time because you get to hear the school song and the fight song from wherever you are all over the world. 44-7 here at Callisburg. Howe wins tonight. Will enter the playoffs 7-3 versus the 8-2 Dallas Madison team. And I tell you what, that ought to be a barn burner. Two great football teams. You know, Howe has gotten better each week, it appears, especially since the Van Alstyne game, controlling the football, running so many plays compared to the opponents, controlling the clock. 2 straight games with over 70 plays. We'll have to tally them up to see if that's the fact tonight. And it appears that it's going to probably be close, Michael.
Yeah, it should be. And, you know, that they played a great game tonight again. Ball control has been in our favor. And we control the ball. We control the game. And they were controlling it well.
I'd have to tip my hat to Mason Riggs tonight, who came in early in the football game, the backup quarterback, as Brandon Wall left the game. We heard that possible separated shoulder from Brandon Wall, and he will not. He did not return from that first quarter. Was in street clothes the rest of the game. We'll have to monitor him and see how he is going to be in his status for the first round playoffs. Mason Riggs did a great job out there. A few little hiccups, one fumble on an exchange from a handoff. Other than that, you know, he had a big run around the right edge. Wasn't asked to do a whole lot. Jaden Matthews carried a lot of the load, along with Grisham, who scored his 17th and 18th touchdown of the year. Just overall, a great job by the offense, but maybe even more impressive is the Black Plague.
Yeah. Yeah, that defense is something else. I'm playing defense myself here. That defense is something else. They've played great all year long.
Well, tonight it's going to be interesting to see the final stats in the morning as far as defensive yardage, because for the most part of the night, Callisburg was going backwards.
Yes, they were.
And they did have a 56-yard touchdown, which is going to cut into some of those negative yardage, obviously. But the defense, probably the best game of the year tonight for that Black Plague, and they will be entering Ron Poe Stadium. It appears, as Van Alstyne, last score we got, now 35-25 over Pilot Point, and we'll keep an eye on that. Again, the scenario, if Van Alstyne beats Pilot Point, Howe will play Dallas Madison at Ron Poe Stadium on Thursday. If Pilot Point comes back and beats Van Alstyne, Howe will play at Justin Northwest on Friday. So that's the scenario. As Howe leaves the field, we're getting ready to leave the top of the press box. Any final thoughts, Michael Mosier?
No, I'm ready to go. I want to see the house that Monty built. No, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see. The house that Monty built.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited. These guys have done great, and it has been enjoyable the last 3 years, and I can't wait to see what the next 10 hold.
It's going to be a lot of fun. For everyone who's been a part of this one, including Stephen Braswell, our spotter, Zach Braswell, our table carrier.
Hey, Zach, where are you?
And our color analyst, Michael Mosier, for everyone who has